Hey, good morning. Getting ready to leave Daisy Farm. A little tricky here when you go down by the dock, and then there's several different splits, but most of them take you back into the campgrounds. Then there's this really neat sort of a pavilion with some picnic tables. Apparently they do some wilderness lectures and presentations here. Then there's several different trails. That trail will just keep going along the lake. This takes you up to the Greenstone Ridge Trail. I'm going to go up there, but I'm not going on the Greenstone Ridge. I'm going to go on past that to, today it would be McCargoe Cove Campgrounds. It's about 8.5 miles, sort of an easy day, but that puts me in on the front of the Monong Ridge Trail, and then I'll be on that for the rest of the time until I get to the other end and ready to come home again. Anyway, mosquitoes are eating me up, so I'm going to get on and let's go sort of northwest to the Monong Ridge. Okay, it's always good to make sure you check and recheck, especially out here on trails that I'm not familiar with. But came to this first intersection. If I go down that trail, I'd be going to the Muskie Basin, and I can get to where I want to go that way, but it's sort of a dog leg and it's out of the way. Or I go straight this way, another almost 2 miles to Greenstone Trail. And I'll go down the Greenstone Trail just a ways, and then there should be another intersection, another juncture off to the right, and that would take me up to McCargoe. Wasn't that sunrise amazing? There was a lot of people there at Daisy Farm. I think most of them are going just there and back just to camp out for the night. There's not many hiking across the island, and there's even fewer that's hiking across the island on the trail that I'm on. I know of 2 young men. One, he did the PCT last year, and we had a great conversation on the ferry on the ride over. It's him and a friend of his. They're out of Iowa, and they're hiking pretty much the same plan that I have, but I don't know that I'll see them. I'm guessing that they're a lot faster than I am. They're young, and we're talking about coming back and trying to run the trail and see if they could run the island in a day. That's 40 miles, almost 50 miles, so good for them, not for me. On a board here, so I gotta be careful so I don't fall into the muck, get wet sooner than I have to. As I get closer to Washington Campground, there's a big beaver dam, and the rangers have told me that I'll get wet there. Well, note to self, next time I come here, bring more bug spray. The mosquitoes are eating me up. But I am glad that the rangers have put all these little plank bridges in. This would be a mess if it didn't have it. Another one of these bridges. Sure, I'm glad they're here. You can see this marsh. I guess it would be just a little taste of the Florida Trail. Yesterday, as I was talking with Jack, he was telling me that last year there was a major fire on the island, and he was here when the fire started. Apparently it was caused by a lightning strike. It really was a challenge for the National Park Service personnel to get to it and then to fight it and put it out. Burned, I think he said think they said around 350 acres. I have learned more about the National Park Service on this trip. You know, they have their own fleet of boats. I didn't know that. When we stopped at the headquarters, it was a whole community that was there and lives here during season, I guess. And then they work and dedicate themselves to taking care of preserving this beautiful place. I salute every one of you for all of the work that you do. Thank you. Yeah, this is worth it. Beautiful. Glad we stopped. I don't know if you can see them out there, out across the lake, and there's these mountains sticking out. Just gorgeous. I heard something really big clomp down through there. I'm guessing I heard a moose. Just a guess. Still seeing a lot of signs, but no moose yet. This is a long plank bridge here. Really can't see the end of it. It goes on up into the tree line there. It's pretty down in there. I come up quietly into these areas hoping there might be a moose out there, but haven't seen any yet. Seen prints, but haven't seen any moose. Looks like the Park Service has staged some timbers here for some maintenance. Loving this day. I just finished eating lunch at East Chicken Bone campsite, and now I'm on the trail down to McCargoe Cove, and it's only about 2 miles. Trying to decide if it could be a short day tomorrow or a long day. It depends on if it's raining. If it's raining, it might make it a short day. Beautiful day like this, I think I would push on and go to Little Todd campsite. As I'm going down, you know, the trail isn't nearly as maintained. You're going through, again, one of these plank bridges, but it's really overgrown and you have to watch your step or you'll step off into the marsh. But as I was going down, it just opens up into this beautiful, beautiful lake. I guess this is Lake Chicken Bone. What a name, but it sure is pretty. Let's go finish this hike for today. Okay, this part of the trail is just really marshy, but it's got a different beauty to it. You guys who've done the Florida Trail, is it anything like this? Probably not with the bridge. I wouldn't want to go off in there, but I'd sure like to see a moose. About a mile from McCargoe Cove, came up on this majestic tree. Check this out. I came up this beaver dam here and thought I would just sort of sit here for a few moments and see if Mr. or Miss Beaver came out. amazing tree. Let me show you this. Beavers will tackle anything. Wonder how long he'd been gnawing on this thing. Wow, amazing stuff. Well, I'm about a half mile from McCargoe Cove. Getting there for tonight. Just met a guy that he's hiking on past McCargoe Cove to go to, I think it's called Todd. Tomorrow I'm planning on going past that site, leapfrogging him, go to Little Todd, and then that'll set me up for, on Monday, a fairly short hike to set up the final day, which will be about a 12-mile to get me into Washington campground, which is right beside the harbor where I'll be catching the Ranger 3 to go back to the mainland. Found out on the way over here that this is the first time, I think they said 28 years, that Ranger 3 is actually picking people up from Wendigo Harbor and taking them back to the mainland. Typically, you have to catch a inner island ferry to go from Wendigo back over to Rock Harbor and then go back over. But this makes it so much nicer. I'm so happy that I'm feeling fortunate. Still looking for a moose. Let's go on in and set up camp. Well, hey y'all. I'm getting ready for my second night on the island. First full day of hiking. Went from Daisy's farm campsite, and now I'm here at McCargoe Cove. McCargoe Cove is an inlet from Lake Superior, so just got water from it. It's just wonderful, pristine water, and the rangers have said that it's just really nice and pure. But I still filter, of course. But there was one of the interior lakes that has an algae plume, and they were, again, the rangers were advising against using that water in any way. Not to boil it, not to filter it, just don't use it because of the algae plume. So I took advantage of that advice and got here. It's really, really pretty. Very serene, peaceful. Tomorrow I'll get up early, get on the Manong Trail, and then head out to Little Todd campsite. That's sort of the plan for the day. It's Little Todd. It's about a 12-13 mile hike. This is shelter number 7. You can see it's large enough. If someone needed to come in, that would be welcome. But, yeah, you get here, and you sort of, I'm set up over there. It's been nice. 2 nights in a row, 2 shelters in a row. Haven't had to use my tent yet. That probably will change tomorrow. I'll probably be in a tent tomorrow night, and there is a chance of rain coming in. I was reading the log. Every shelter, this is sort of regardless of where you're hiking, usually every shelter will have a log. And the only thing is here, they didn't leave a pin. There's no pin, so I don't carry one, so I can't write in the log. Maybe I need to start doing that. But they were talking about how at this shelter number 7, there's a fox that comes and plays in front of the shelter sometimes. So That would be sort of cool to watch him. Another friend had showed a video where a moose had come through his shelter. I don't think that was here, but still on a quest. I've seen wolves, and I've seen eagles. I've seen beaver. That's not bad, but I want to see a moose. All right. See you tomorrow morning. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay on the path. God bless you.